Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. So today, as you guys can see, I'm not alone. You guys can introduce yourself starting from here.
Hi guys, my name is Kim. I also have a YouTube channel. Life with Kim. Go subscribe. Thank you.
I'll put the YouTube names down below.
I'm Ashley. I'm not new here.
Yeah,
you guys have seen Ashley on my channel before.
Oh, Cheryl. I don't have a YouTube channel.
She has a TikTok.
She has TikTok. I'll put her TikTok, her Instagram.
Hey guys, I'm Chelsea, keeping up with the vibe.
Why do I have to be after her?
Anyway, I am Chieza. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm Shamisa. Please subscribe to mine at Shamigos with 2 S's.
Say.
To your what? YouTube? Yeah. YouTube channel.
Okay. I'm Vanessa. Please don't subscribe to me. Please subscribe to my channel.
Good over
I'm
here.
joking. Officially NASA YouTube with an H.
Okay, so today we're doing a Christian girl talk, and we hope you guys enjoy the video. So the first thing we're talking about is, how do you guys feel about dressing, like modest dressing as a Christian girl? What are some different
Like how you should dress as a Christian.
Yeah, how
Okay.
how do you feel about having to like dress modestly, but like, you know, you wanna, I don't know,
Okay, I just
You
want
wanna
to say
be a baddie
you want to be a
still.
baddie.
you wanna be a
Okay,
baddie.
I just want to say something. So like, as Christian girls, we can still be baddies, right? We can still be baddies, but like, as long as we, like, it's just my opinion.
What's the definition of a
Yeah, I
baddie?
was about to
What's a
ask.
baddie?
A baddie's a baddie, guys.
Okay, so like a baddie is like,
What a
well,
baddie
for
is.
me, like, in my understanding, like a baddie is like, I don't want to say like bad B, you're not like a bad B, but like a baddie is like a girl who's just always on, like, you know,
On point.
yeah, on point,
Yeah,
like literally like hair, makeup, you know, like even like your outfits, like you're always like on point. Like when you walk into a room, everybody knows that you
Okay.
walked into the room. That's
They
like what
feel your
yeah, they
presence.
feel your
Yeah.
presence. That's
Okay.
that's like what a baddie is. It's like, as Christian girls, we can still be baddies. However, like, we should be Christian baddies in a way that, you know, that the way you dress can still represent Christ. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you don't dress like, you know, like literally half naked, like, you know, dresses.
So what
and
does that
stuff.
entail?
Yeah, because like,
I feel like it's all about like what you. If you look at yourself, like you have to like look at, am I representing Christ? Like if someone is to look at me, would they think that I'm representing God in the way that I'm dressed? So you have to look at it from that point of view as well. It's not about what I think, because I can think what I'm wearing is fine, but when someone looks at it, they're gonna say,
Yeah.
okay, I'm not sure about what you're wearing. So you have to look at it from like a different perspective as well. Like if someone was to look at me, would they think that I'm a Christian, or would they think that I'm from
Would they see Jesus in you?
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Or
like
they'll
how it
see
is.
party anymore.
Yeah, or like
Yeah.
when they look at you, do they like see like, oh, she's a B, or like, you know, she's a, you know, a hoe
Not
and stuff like
judging
that,
party animals.
like that, you know. So it's all about that.
But then this can be like baddie vibes, right? A Christian baddie.
that's
Yeah,
what
like
I
we
wanted
should
to
baddie.
ask. Like, is it okay to like wear?
Okay,
crop
I think you can
tops?
show a little, like just a little
I'll insert
flash,
the
like
picture on the
it's
screen.
really, you see, it's not too much, but she's actually looking
Yeah.
like a baddie.
Exactly, that's a Christian
Yeah.
baddie.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey,
She's
I mean, you can
modest.
look good and
yeah.
still,
You can still look good
Still
and
be
all
covered
that.
up.
Exactly, like in a way that
This is
represents
nice.
God. Because like you, if you say like
Yeah,
you're
that's something
Christian,
about me.
you don't want to walk around like with your, you know, boobs showing out, like your bum literally out there.
Isn't there a verse or something that says, don't do things that cause your brothers to stumble? Something
Exactly,
Yeah.
or
I
like,
don't know.
yeah, there is
I
a
don't know
verse
the
that
verse,
says
but
in the
I'll look for
Bible.
So you can be a baddie and still be a Christian.
Yes.
That's a consensus.
You can still be a baddie. You still can, yes, as long as you represent God. That's it.
Okay.
Okay, and then we have those people who tell you, no, it's all about the heart.
Yeah.
God sees the
It doesn't matter what you,
No.
how you dress. It's all about your heart.
Like
How do
I
you feel
think,
about
like,
that?
I think like the fact that certain things
are there in the Bible, we should not try to take away from that, like to try and modernize everything about the Bible, to just like, that's like removing essential parts of the Bible, because the Bible does say, like, don't dress in a way that will cause someone to sin, right? And then you come with your opinion of, it's about the heart, but then the Bible clearly said try to dress appropriately,
dress modestly,
right?
Yeah.
So I feel like we shouldn't just modernize everything. We should just take the word as it is and just try to make sure it's, it's within a limit. Like, you can feel it yourself that, okay, no,
this is a bit much.
Too much. Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I feel like people do, like, they do what they want to hear. So they usually don't go back to read the word or ask, like, people that actually know the word about dressing. So what they take as, I want to do this, is what they will do, and they'll convince you that it's right.
It's right,
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and people
usually... Oh, sorry. You can go.
They only listen when the preacher says, Jesus doesn't look at this, he only looks at the
And
heart.
Jesus loves
Jesus
you.
loves
He
you.
came to
Just like
save
the
you.
same topic of grace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's true.
People will be like, oh, we are saved by grace through faith, so we do not need to work, so I don't need to pray because grace is on me. I don't need to do this because grace
God
is
has
on
already
me. It's
forgiven
just the
my
same
sins,
thing. He
so-
looks at the heart, so it doesn't matter how I dress. But honestly, some things, they draw us closer or they draw us further. And dressing is something that will draw you closer. One person, this person told me this while she was kind of dress coding me, but it's something I took positively out of that. She was like, the way you dress determines the type of people you attract.
That's
So
That is very true.
If you walk in the streets with your boobs open, we all know our brothers, they will stumble. And those are the kind of people you're attracting in your life. And instead of adding value, they are devaluing you, and you are drawing further away from God. So we really need to
Yes, ma'am.
We need to
revise our wardrobes.
Yes.
Personally, 2023, I made a decision that, you know what, someone once asked me, my cousin, she came and I showed her my birthday outfit, and she was like, you know what, you can do better. That's what she told me. She was like, you know what, you can do better. But I told myself, you know what, I'm no longer wearing these type of clothes. I'm wearing, that's why I got my really long skirt and my top, because that's what
you're still trying to represent God
And
that
I
way.
think people like just misjudge the whole thing of like modest dressing. They think because people are saying dress modestly, wear skirts that reach your
ankles,
exactly.
or
Wear long
something that covers your neck.
turtlenecks all the time.
That's not how it's supposed to
like
be.
you can look cute and still look
Exactly.
Yeah.
like on my birthday, I was actually looking cute.
So cute.
I'll insert pictures of kids on her birthday because you guys need to see what she's talking about.
Okay, next question.
The next topic is finding the right friends.
You know what? Okay, I think I want to go first because it's just like what she just said. Like, you attract the type of people. Like, I feel like it's all about like your energy. You know, like what your energy is like what you attract in your life. So like if you, like Vanessa, for example. You know, like I'm like a bubbly person. You know, just like in general, and because of that. My bubbliness, I feel like that's what attracted me to her, and how like we kind of like got to know each other. You know what I mean? So like it's what you attract which makes you have good friends, you know. Like you begin to know okay, Tawana's like this, you know, like
you attract who you are basically.
You attract who you are basically, and I feel like that's how you find who your real friends are, in a way. You know?
Yeah, and I also want to add to what Kim is saying. Like having the right friends is like so important for your life, like spiritually, like not even spiritually, like it affects you socially as well. You start to act like the people that you hang around.
Exactly.
Like you're just bound to conform to exactly how they act. And yesterday we were being taught about like if you take a fish out of water, won't be able to survive. So the fact that you're surviving around toxic people means that's your environment. You're toxic as well. So I feel like if you want to have good friends, look at the type of environment that you're putting yourself in, right? You know the type of people that you're supposed to be hanging around with, but you're taking yourself out of your environment and trying to adapt to the wrong environment. At the end of the day, it's going to kill you spiritually, it's going to kill you socially, you're going to become a person that you don't recognize. So friends are like so important.
Friendships is like, sorry to cut you off, it's like friendships is like, it's a sisterhood. You need like those type of people in your life, you know. Like,
so how do you get the right friends?
How you get the right friends?
By being
we go back to Isaiah 58. Isaiah 58, it tells us about how it explains about fasting, like why we should fast, the correct way of fasting. And it tells us that we fast. Okay, it goes back to when we were in the 21 days. If you guys remember, someone, I don't know if, someone was like, oh, when we're done, you guys should be testifying what the Lord has done for you. The Bible is telling us that you're not fasting because you want something. Fasting was designed for you to get closer to God, number one. Number two, to remind your flesh that it is under the authority of the Spirit. So that's the purpose of fasting. And then in Isaiah 58, we keep on reading. It tells us that if you fast correctly, everything will be given to you. Then we go back to Matthew and he tells us that seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. So friends are also all these things, and they shall be added unto you. So for you to get the correct friends, get connected to God first. And when you get connected to God, he will direct you, or he will direct the correct people to you. So that's how we basically get friends. Personally, I actually had friends who weren't like me. And most of my old friends, they called me judgmental. Because you come to me, trust me, maybe Cheryl or Shami can tell you this. Come to me with your problem. I'm not going to tell you advice from the world. I'm going to the Bible. That's one thing about me. I'm going to the Bible. And even if it hurts, I'm telling you the truth.
Exactly.
And people will call me judgmental. Even my friend, like my friend, one of my really close friends, she's like, Shades, people don't tell you stuff because you're judgmental. Because I'll tell you the truth. And most of those friends, they went away. And then I got new friends who understand me better. You know, Cheryl and I, we can talk about a Bible topic for hours because we relate on that. And that came after I decided to connect with God. And God gave me my perfect friends. And those friends who called me judgmental, they are now out of my life.
Yeah, that's how they eliminate.
Also, lastly, you hear people saying, like what I was saying about people modernizing everything. You hear people saying, oh, that statement of birds of the same feathers and how that bad fruits corrupt good character. People start saying, oh, it's not even the fact, like I can still play with my friends who go clubbing all the time, or my friends who get drunk and everything, and I will not end up doing the same thing, right? But if you actually have conversations, honest conversations with those people, they will tell you that, you know what, there's certain things that I did not do, certain things I had vowed I would never do. But as I kept on hanging around with my friends, I started feeling the pressure of wanting to do it.
Yes, like it's either they bring you to what they are, or you bring them to what you are.
And she started saying, I started feeling the pressure, and you know. So that girl, she's like, let me tell you something, Chelsea. Never have someone lie to you that your friends don't matter.
Exactly. Just because, to like, sorry to cut you off. Just to like, before like it's mine. Like to add on what you're saying, like you should never have friends who tell you what you want to hear. You should never ever have, because friends like those are people who are gonna bring you down, because they're telling you what you want to hear. Of course, they're supposed to tell you what you need to hear. You may not like it, even if it hurts, but you need to hear it because you need growth. And like, that's what friendships is supposed to be like.
Just to add on, like no matter how strong of a person you are, and no matter how strong your values are, if you're around people who are against what you think, you're bound to think that the way that they think. Right? Because I had a certain group of friends, and like being a Christian girl, obviously there's like things I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to be talking to them about like the Bible and like praying and stuff like that. And they have their own conversations. They're talking about sex, they're talking about parties, they're talking about all of these things, and automatically you're trying to fit in and you start talking about all of these things as well, and before you know it, it's like something that you don't even struggle to do. Like you find yourself relating to all of these sex stories, you find yourself relating to all of these body counts and stuff like that. Like at some point my friends were like, oh, soul ties are not real, and I even started to believe that. I'm like, oh yeah, it doesn't make sense, that's not a thing. So no matter how strong your values are, if you're around the types of people that don't think the way that you think, you're bound to think the way that they think as well. So yeah,
they're bound to bring you down.
Unless you know, he was like, the preacher was like, unless you know you're strong in your faith, then you can, you know, try and convert people, but like do not be unequally yoked.
So don't have unequally yoked friends.
So first work on your faith.
Work on your faith and work on what you believe in.
And if you pray some certain friends out of your life and they leave, now you wanna go like follow them and stuff like that. Because if you pray to God, like, God, remove every toxic thing from my life, and they remove certain friends, they just start drifting apart from you. That's God answering your prayer. But now you're going back and you're chasing those friends.
It's God definitely showing you that they were never they were meant to be in your life to teach you a certain lesson. Like my mom tells me that you have 3 types of friends. You have a friend for a reason, a friend for a season, and a friend for a lifetime. And in life you need friends for a lifetime, because life is not easy. You need those type of friends. So when you have friends for a reason, they're there to just teach you a lesson. And if you go back, that means you didn't learn it, and it's gonna keep happening. And then friends are in a season, are just like friends just come by, and then you guys just like sort of drift away, you know, and you just stop talking. Like it's just dead. But like you need those types of friendships where like just like us, like if God has a reason why he put us all together, you know, because, you know, we all understand each other the same way, you know, we all know like what we want like with Christ. So like, which is why he put us all together, you know. So like there's those 3 types of friendships. You always gotta remember that, you know. So
I also think like the way you portray yourselves around people. So when I was in first year in university, I always wanted to make friends. So I wanted to fit in. So I did the things that everyone else was doing, because I felt like that was the only way I could get friends. But then I realized, like, whenever you talk about like God, or when you bring up the topic of Christianity, the people that are not Christians start to drift away. They're like, oh, she's too holy. Probably can't.
It's always like girl.
Like she's boring.
You're always the boring girl if you talk about Jesus. Always that.
You don't drink. That's so
you don't have sex. You don't smoke. You don't party. You don't party. So what? Are you a nun? Like, are you a nun? Yeah.
What do you do for fun?
Like, are you a nun? Like, you don't have sex?
And then you start questioning yourself. Like,
you're like, maybe I'm doing something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you start thinking that, you know, maybe I should just do it, you know? Like,
even the whole thing with like body counts and stuff.
Yeah.
Someone asks you what's your body count, you say,
I say 0. And they're like, you're lying. I'm not lying.
By that. So
or like, even they come up to you like, oh, you know, like, are you a virgin? Like, yeah, I am. Like, no, you're lying. Like, I'm sure you got like 5 bodies. Like, what?
Yeah. Like, my bodies.
Like, imagine.
Like, well, it's so hard to believe in this generation. I don't know why.
That's so true. And especially this thing of the truth being called being judgmental. Simply because I'm telling you what you don't want to hear, or what you've made seem like it's useless. Like the fact about soul ties, you hear people say, oh, there's nothing like that. That's a lie. But like,
they're real.
Really? And I feel like
real.
Guys, I feel like if you guys really do have deep conversations, like with these friends of yours, if they're honest with you, they'll tell you what they're going through. They'll tell you that the life is not as pretty as
Yeah,
it
yeah.
looks like. They will tell you of the bad things that they have gone through because of these sexual partners. Some of them, they'll tell you that I was actually raped the first
Exactly,
time I lost
yeah.
my virginity. But they won't tell everyone around them that. To everyone, they'll be like, oh guys, sex is so good, oh my god, the first guy, chi-chi-chi. But then if you actually have a deep conversation, if you find someone who's willing to be honest with you, they'll tell you, my first time was so sad, it really hurt, and my friends who motivated me to do so and so,
We're not
these type
there
of
for
things
me.
actually went through the same thing that I went through, but they didn't tell me at the time. They just motivated me, and they later on told me after we had a talk. So things are not really as they seem in this generation.
That's
People
true.
will sell you what they want you
They'll
to
sell
see.
you dreams and like
Exactly.
yeah,
Don't
like
believe everything you see.
exactly. And like one thing I also like noticed with like this generation, right? Like with what Chelsea was just saying, like just like a lot of people these days, you know, like they like what Chelsea was saying, like you want to pretend that you're happy, right? Like I don't know, I guess like I don't know, like maybe talking like about how you're not happy is like I don't know, like it seemed as like it's like I don't know, like a taboo or something. But then like Chelsea was saying, like you actually like listen to them talk and they're like, you know what, I actually went through like this and this and this and this and this. Like it's just like weird how like these days like our generation really doesn't like involve Christ in most of the stuff that they do. That like it's just become like such a norm for like all these things. Just like, you know, sex is just like something
A
so
regular
it's
thing,
a regular
a casual
thing.
thing.
Like it's just so for me, just
When
like
it was meant for
exactly
Especially
for
about
me,
sneaky links.
like so yeah,
Make
sneaky
it seem
links,
like, oh my
like,
god.
Yeah.
for me it's
Sneaky
like
links.
like it's just weird. Like, oh Kim, how many sneaky links do you have? I'm like, I've got none.
Yeah.
I don't have any
And
sneaky
they're like,
links.
so how are you surviving?
Exactly. I'm surviving by the word of God. Like I don't need a sneaky link. My man of God is coming. He's there.
Amen.
He's coming. I know that. So I'm gonna wait for him. I'm gonna wait for him. So, like honestly, like, oh, how many sneaky links do you have? I'm like, I've got none. Like what?
And honestly, you
Like,
have
it's
to
just
check.
weird.
You have to
to
check
worship
yourself
the
as well, guys.
Exactly.
Like if you like your friend is looking for a person to go with to groove and you're the first person they think of, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
But if there's a worship night somewhere and someone calls you up, just know you've got the right people in your life. Because if like someone says, oh, let's go to a party, bring a friend, and they call you, there's definitely something wrong. You can't be that plus one friend to take to
You're
a
the
bar
friend they say
or to
bring a
take
friend.
exactly. Like when there's like certain things, like we have got a group, like when there's like whatever, like our worship, whatever thing is going on, we're like, oh guys, we should go to this thing. That's how you.
Okay, the last topic, give me a sec. The last thing is dating.
This is gonna take 7 minutes.
Like a long time.
Dating in the Christian world.
Like, you know what,
myself,
Ne?
I
Okay, I
guess.
feel like it's just me starting everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine. I feel like for me personally, I feel like dating in like as a Christian is so hard. Like just like speaking like it's just so hard because like there's so many like unyoked people. Like it's just so hard to relate to a guy who isn't like, you know, into like the way I'm into like I'm so big on God. That's like literally like that's
But you have to realize there's a difference between dating and being in a relationship.
that's what I'm trying to get to. There's that. So like it's like hard to like be in a like dating and like being in a relationship with the person who isn't as big on like as God with you, because you just don't relate and like understand each other at like that level. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, I'm just speaking like personally for myself.
And also when it comes to dating, you know how pastors at churches, they're always telling us, why are you dating a guy who you're not married?
exactly.
Guys, if we actually think about it, it makes sense.
no, really.
It actually makes sense.
Yeah.
Why am I dating someone today and break up?
Exactly.
Tomorrow I'm in another relationship. Okay, we do this. I also do it personally. But when I think of it, I'm like, what am I actually doing? And that thing, that saying that says dating is preparation for divorce.
It
is so
is.
true.
It is
Yeah.
because
Really so
it becomes a habit.
I dated
Yeah,
this guy.
it it becomes a
after
habit
I
of
date
nature.
that guy, I'm dating that other
It
guy.
doesn't
because
work
we
out.
don't
It
break
doesn't
out.
work
So
out.
in
You
my
break out.
marriage, in my
Okay, so-
marriage, if
sorry.
it won't work out,
That's the first option you
Dating,
go
wait,
to.
So wait, dating and then relationship. What are you guys?
Are they two different things? Can we give definitions of
Of,
like dating and then relationship?
Okay, dating is basically like
Going on dates?
like getting to know several people. Like, so it's like I'm talking to this
stage.
guy.
You have
And if I don't like
options.
him,
Yeah.
I can move on to the next
Exactly.
person.
You've got options.
If I don't like this one or we have a
Yeah.
falling out, I can move on to the next person. That's what dating is. But being in a relationship is actually like being committed to one another. That's
And we know that
despite
we're
of the
going
fact
to
that
marry each other.
things might
Exactly.
not work out, we're still gonna be in this thing. Like, you're not seeing other people, and you know the end goal is marriage. That's the most important thing. The end goal is supposed to be marriage. Like, this is one thing I'm always being told. Why like whenever I ask my mom, like, when will you allow me to date? She asks me, are you ready to get married? And it's like, I'm not. So why are you dating when you're not ready to be in a relationship?
But sorry, unpopular question. So like, how are you going to find someone to be in a relationship with if you're not allowed to date? Like, if you're not allowed to find someone, because you don't just end up in a relationship.
We were talking
right?
about courtship.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Courtship.
A guy who wants to feature with you has a certain way he's gonna act. That's one thing that you have to realize. That how do I explain it? Without mentioning myself? Okay.
Masofa,
I don't know what myself.
But you know what courtship is, right? It's like, one, your relationship is
That's a
public, right? And two, you don't spend time alone, like alone, right? It's either people know where you are, or you go places and there's a person there with you. And it's like, I don't know, it's just, I don't know how to explain really like what courtship is.
Courtship.
And the guy who
Okay.
doesn't respect
Yeah.
your value. Like, you who remembers when Pastor Jack was like, Pastor Emmanuel used to worship the ground.
I walked on.
Yeah.
That
Exactly.
as much
the guy
as
who knows
it's
what he
close to
wants,
impossible.
definitely, yeah.
Like in our generation, it's close to impossible to
Yeah.
find
a guy like
if a guy
that.
really wants to marry you.
He
or
will
if
go
he's
above and
worth-
beyond.
Yeah.
He'll
if
go
he
above
sees
and
the
beyond
future
for
with
you. Yeah.
he will do
These
whatever
days, guys are
it
like,
takes.
okay, he'll try, and if you say no, he'll be like, okay, I'm
I'm done with it.
well,
Yeah.
oh well,
Like,
I
you're
tried.
that's anyway. That's
Yeah. I never really liked it.
That like I got bored with you. Like
And
that's the
we're
thing
like
with this
in a
generation.
generation where like cheating has become such a normal thing.
Yeah.
And yet loyalty is supposed to be the bare minimum, right? You get so excited that your guy is loyal to you or whatever, and that's
You
supposed to be
think
the
it's the
basis
one.
of a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, you're supposed to be loyal if you want to be in a relationship
Bare
with someone.
minimum.
So our generation has just made dating like this whole weird
Game.
thing,
It
right?
gets, yeah, like
And it's like, if we're not being physical with each other, then that's
It's
not
not
a
gonna work
relationship.
out.
Exactly, and
And
I feel like, okay, I was talking with Tawana about this, like we were just talking about relationships yesterday, and like what Cheryl said, like they think that, you know, relationships, like intimacy just means sex. You know, like we were talking about that last night. We're like, intimacy does not mean sex. There's so many ways of like showing intimacy. Like it can be like, you know, going on a picnic date together, or like reading a book, just like even just like going out and just like, you know, getting a massage. That's like, that's intimacy. No, but like I'm talking about like when you're like in like the like in like
In a relationship.
but like you're courting each other.
Courtship.
That type of way is like
and
what I'm
don't
saying.
put yourself in situations that you know will lead you to temptation.
Exactly.
Because it's like you'll be like, oh, I'm strong and this, but like people are always saying that our females and males are designed in a certain way that when the vibe is just correct, then that's what you're
When
gonna
the
be
vibe
thinking
is
about.
correct.
Exactly. So
Something's
don't
gonna
put yourself
happen.
in that
And then
position.
that's how
Don't
you'll
go
end
to
up
his
saying, "It was a
apartment
mistake."
and
Yeah.
cook and clean for him.
The baby was a mistake.
Netflix and chill.
Exactly.
Netflix and chill, yeah.
If he's not your husband, do not go be a whatever.
Don't do white materials. Exactly. Have a ring on your finger
Put a ring
first.
on it first.
And let him put a ring on your finger first before you go wash his plate and cook
for your wife, juice.
and cook for his mom. Yes.
Cook for his mom.
Yeah, cook for his mom. Yes, there are women who do that. They go and cook for his mom to say, "Oh, I love this man. I'm gonna go cook for his mom." And
They go do his laundry.
They go do his wash his underwear. And oh man, you're washing his underwear. No, let him
married.
Exactly. Let him put a ring on your finger first before you go open your legs for him.
Hashtag
Close your legs.
That was something we spoke about.
We learned at church.
We learned at
Honestly,
church.
like ladies, you're like honestly value yourselves. You know, I don't know if you guys like notice it. Like a lot of women, like, you know, who've got like these very high standards and everything. Like just because a man meets the bare minimum, like, oh my goodness, he's the one.
so excited.
He's the one. Like, oh my goodness, yeah, like I love
bar
him.
is
Yeah, the bar is here,
It's so
but
low.
it's very low because he's doing the bare minimum for you, and you're literally lowering your standards for him. Like he has to meet them. Don't lower them. Like if they're up here, keep them up there. He has to
Know
come and
your
meet them.
worth.
Exactly. Like,
And also, if
know
a man
your
loves
worth.
you, they will wait for the cookie.
Yes, they will wait. They will
Like,
wait.
They will literally
Have a
wait.
guy tell you exactly. Have
And
a
they'll
guy
actually
tell you.
stay for that.
They
Like,
will.
they
Have a
will
guy
do
tell
that.
you, I will wait for you till you are ready to do it with me. Have a guy tell you that.
Not till you're ready.
Till you're ready.
for
Till marriage.
my
Till
love.
we get married.
Guys, I have
That's
a
my
question.
point.
Yeah.
I have a question about the cookie.
The cookie's
And
juicy.
you are dating, not dating. Let's say you're in a relationship. For example, you're Chieza. Chieza is a virgin. And no matter what, she's keeping herself till marriage. And then you are in a relationship with someone who is the opposite.
Who has tasted the waters?
Who has many times.
Who has eaten multiple
Experience.
cookies? Like multiple
You
cookies.
alone.
I think he's obese now.
And then not like
We've had a lot of cookies.
and then like you know, a lot has been going on, and then he's like when you guys actually talk about it, he'll be like, you know what? Every time I did it, I regret. That's what he tells me.
Okay.
And then when he meets Chieza, he considers being celibate.
Oh, that's a Jesus guy. Like
No, yeah, honestly,
It's
that's just
possible.
God saying, yeah.
No,
that's
but
honestly-
then like okay. First,
He's not being celibate because Chieza wants to get married. Because Chieza wants to have sex after marriage.
If he's worked on himself, because a person who has had sex with multiple people obviously has got some things that he's going through that you will never begin to understand because you haven't done the same thing. So if he's worked on himself and he's not doing it, he's doing it genuinely for himself, and now he's got a profound relationship with God, and he's being celibate in the sense that even if it's like, despite the fact that you're there, even if he's just himself, he will still want to be celibate, then I feel like that's okay, right? Not a guy who heard, oh, just because I'm a virgin and I'm keeping myself for marriage, okay, yeah, you know, I can try to be celibate with you. It's
but
one
that
of
could
these
be
days.
the beginning of his journey too.
But what if
it may
he's
start
lying
you
to
be like, let's say
Yeah, if he's
Yeah,
like
outside,
if
he's
he's
doing other
genuine,
things.
like, what if
Let's
he's
say if he
genuine?
What if he's genuine? How do you know he's genuine though?
I personally
you know
feel
he's
like
genuine.
work on yourself first before you want to go your past relationships with women. Work on yourself first, and then you can go and be in a relationship with another girl, because that could be the start. Like, he could be talking to Chieza and be like, okay, Chieza, you've inspired me to do this. Now he should have the decency to just go and be like, for a few months I want to go like really
Take the
discover
time
this
on
whole
myself.
thing, take time for myself, and then I'll come back to you. Chieza could be the inspiration for that, for the beginning of that journey. But I feel like knowing your past relationship with women, and then you hear, because okay, this girl wants to be celibate, I'm gonna try be celibate with her, but you don't really know what it is. I don't feel like that would work. So
It's
yeah,
not easy.
I feel like it's
and if he really wants to be celibate, he'll wait for you, he'll do whatever he needs to do, but he'll come back.
he will. It's also the same with like girls. Sometimes girls. Anyways, I was saying it's also the same with girls. Like most of the girls are like very desperate. I mean, I'm sorry if it's offensive, but like there's a point where girls are like, okay, I'm looking for a godly man, and that only one godly man that comes into your life once, and then you think, oh, maybe this is what God has. Yeah, he's the one. Blah blah blah. Sometimes you have to give like some time to yourself. I always say I'm taking a year to work on myself, self-love. You can't love someone else if you don't love yourself. Yeah. So I feel like we shouldn't be rushing for those kind of things, and we shouldn't be like desperate, be like, oh, he's a Christian man, blah blah blah. This is
God
what I
never said
want.
someone.
God's timing, exactly.
Some
God's
guys
timing
will
is
come,
always right.
like disguised as Christian men. Guys, the characteristics of a Christian guy are so very evident, right? It's the small things. Like, is he texting you at 12 a.m. saying you up because he wants to do funny texts with you and he wants you to send pictures? Oh, he's calling you to be like, you know what, let's FaceTime and read the Bible. You know, there's a difference between some guys will come and be like, oh, I'm a Christian guy or whatever, but then he's really not. Maybe he goes to church because of his family, or he goes to church like once a month or whatever, and you think, okay, this is the closest thing I've gotten to a Christian man, so I'm gonna latch onto that. I don't think that's right.
Okay, so yeah, that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching till the end. If you got this far, if you'd like a part 2, comment down below and we can do that for you. Thank you. See you in the next. Yeah, if you'd like a part 2. Bye. Oh, don't forget to like,
Share,
comment,
Subscribe, give it a thumbs up,
and share.
Turn
with
on
your
the
friends.
post notification bell so that you're notified when
Every time I drop a new video.
Thumbnail.
Bye guys.
We're gonna choose thumbnail.
Almost 3 a.m.
Vanessa